It's morning. My alarm didn't go off. Or at least I assumed it didn't because my dream wasn't cut short. Everyone knows the type. One of those dreams that's great while it lasts and hurts the minute you wake up. It was one of those dreams. The sky was perfectly, completely blue. Early autumn, the leaves turning orange. A walk home in my first year of high school. It was also the first time I met Lillian. Hey, do you like the sky? That's a strange question. I'm hardly kidding. There's not a right or wrong answer. I just want to see what answer you choose. Why's that? You can tell a lot about a person by how they answer an unanswerable question. Her voice is fresh in my mind. She was smart, even back then. Shy, but years ahead of me. My dad wanted to be a pilot when he was younger. That's what he told me, anyway. I see. It's for an art project. The sky, I mean. I hate painting. I'm terrible at it. The sky ought to be the easiest thing to paint, right? She started. She stared at the clouds, puzzled. I stared at her, puzzled. You and Lucas seem nice. You're good students, right? I can research, but I don't want to do the presentation. It wasn't the clouds, really. She stared at something invisible in the distance. I'm glad you came and talked to me. Maybe we can be friends. You're pretty when you smile, I thought. You're interesting. You too. I couldn't see what she was looking at. I began to it, be, it began and ended in her own head. That's a tough barrier for a stranger to cross. Um, you said you're from a small family, right? Yeah. Only child, and my parents work a lot. Does it get lonely? Kinda. Do you ever invite friends over? Not really. They're busy. Besides, there's lots to do by myself. I wanted to ask her everything, and I wanted to tell her everything. Who knows? Maybe I fell for her under that pale afternoon sky, and it wasn't until a year later that I realized it. Look, a plane. They must feel good, the people piloting that. You can go anywhere up there, no boundaries. If I could have deciphered that comment back then maybe. But no, she's always been fair. She's always been far, far ahead of me. Let's be friends. Sure thing. The morning passed by in a blur. It's about time to get going. Do you have any plans for the evening? It's the last day of school after all. We'll be seeing each other again in a couple weeks. It's not really a cause to celebrate. That was a lie, of course. Either way, it might be at the arcade with Lucas, so don't expect me too late, okay? We opened the front door and walked to school for the last time before the new year. It looks like Lillian is sick again. This is terrible. This is worse than terrible. It might be off by a long shot, but I know what class she would be normally in right now. She was away this morning, but maybe she was just late. Almost there. Uh, hey, morning. How was your cold? What? I mean, you were sick and let me try this again. Ahem. So, how have you been? Are you feeling better now? Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. Even if it took a few more tries than necessary. Well, anyway, you might want to see your teachers about the stuff you missed. You've been away for a while. Last time I saw you was. So, let's cut to the chase, shall we? I can't tell you anything, Mark. I know, but it's not because I don't trust you, it's because it'll ruin everything if I do. You. You know what I mean. It wasn't a que- It wasn't a question this time. I know it's selfish, but listen to me for once. Mark, you said you you said you know how I feel, right? And listen, you're not alone, but you're acting like you are. That's that's not my business. I know. That's not what I was, but it's what you were thinking. Forget about being nice. Don't worry about hurting me. Just just do what you want, okay? Just stop thinking and do what you want. You're right. You're right, aren't you? I'll be fine. Or at least I think I will. It's alright. You can take time to think. You can take the time to think or whatever it is. Meet me after school, alright? Well, you're not busy, are you? No, no, I'm not, but then it's settled. Meet me after school and I'll tell you everything. Are you sure? She nods, despite her vaguely trembling arms. And I nod while realizing conclusively that there's no turning back. Memories are memories are fickle. They're not there when you need them, and they're there when you wish they weren't. Damn, it's cold. Learning, Leaning against the school's hard brick wall as the rest of the students leave for the holidays, I wonder ab, ab, absentmentally about these past 2 weeks. The shadows of the bare trees against the snow takes me back. Mira has nothing to do with this. I realize that now. She may have been the trigger, but this was set in motion long, long ago. But I shouldn't complain. If this is how the story has to end, then hey, Lucas? Yeah, it's me. I thought you were busy this evening. I am. I just told them that it'll be half an hour late. Oh, so why are you here? I need to tie up a loose end. Is this about what you said yesterday? No. Well, it's it's related in a sense, but this time it's about you. I'm here to warn you. You already know that, didn't you? Part of me did. That's the part with the natural in, in intuition. I've known you for a while now. We're friends. There are a lot of things that could go without saying, but there are an equal number of things that need to be said. What are you getting at? I'm saying that you might be making a mistake. Don't lie to yourself. I bite my lip. I don't know exactly what you're planning or how you're planning to do it. But if you're making an important decision, I'm obligated to make sure you do it properly. I'd hate to break it to you, but you're no more capable than I am. I know that. But there's another thing I know. Condition you're conditioned yourself to not take take the initiative. And I'm going to change that. You're going to change that at your own peril. Fine by me. Just don't say I didn't warn you. He turns around and leaves. But before you can get out of the earshot, thanks. I say that word just loud enough for him to hear it. You're late. I know. I'm sorry, I just caught up with one of my teachers and it's alright, I was just kidding. I try to smile. It's only been 10 minutes, relax. But This'll cancel one of the favors I owe you, alright? Fine. She takes a deep breath and slowly exhales. So, you're the one who called me here, after all. Oh, right. Shall we walk? Sure. Takes a while for me to notice that the flurries have already started to fall. It feels like magic. A heavy, condensed ball of bliss, pulling my heart into my throat. She's the same as always, but nothing's different. Something in the way that brushes her hair from her eyes, her look when she's shining. All those fragments of conversations over the past year, those jigsaw memories, they all come down to this. One single walk on one single day, on a snowy winter afternoon. But the silly thing with life is that every anti-climax feels like a climax when you're the hero. Hey, you remember when we first met, right? The science project? Without a moment's hesitation. Yeah, but I was thinking of what happened after that. With the sky? Yeah, I remember. Dreamt about it this morning. Funny, haven't thought about that day in ages. Of course, I have more of a reason to remember it than you do. It's been so long, hasn't it? You used to be so shy back then. I can see the same to you. Yeah, I'd rather not think about it. It doesn't matter. We get along either way. I guess so, huh? The snow crunches beneath our feet. If you could go back, what would you? If you could go back, would you do it all over? Redo our first year, this year, last year, everything that happened before that. Do you think this would be any easier if you could just go back? Maybe. Even so, there's something poetic about the way things fall into place, even if it's a mess. Like an abstract painting, you know. Beautiful chaos. Lillian and I arrive at a small park on a selected corner of, of the shrubs. Shrubs. It's a nice place, isn't it? I never knew we had a park here. It's always been here. I used to come here when I was younger. Brushing the snow off the surface, she takes a seat on the swing and clutches into the chains. This area was a lot more populated back then, but for some reason it was always quiet on Friday evenings. I used to go after school on Friday. Want the place be filled with kids then? I'd take a seat beside her. You'd think so, right? All they used to, but they all used to go to the bigger park down the block. That's why I like this place. It was quiet. It was important. Yeah, I didn't have much else to do though. Most of junior high after that. After all, you've, you've trained so much. You think? I know I'm more confident now, but no, really, you have. Remember that time we went walking behind the school? You were scared that we'd get lost. I think I might still be scared if you weren't leading us. Touche. That's something sad about our laughter. Something sad about our laughter. The calm before the storm. Still, it wasn't different back then. You had to prod you out of the bus stop to even come with us. I remember you promised that you'd find something exciting. Huh. I might have conveniently forgotten about that. Did we end up finding anything? Of course. I don't remember taking anything home. It wasn't something you could take home. Lillian, there's something I need to tell you. You've made up your mind. 3 years ago, I swore I would never do this again. But maybe the answer has been in front of me all along. I. This whole drama has been for nothing. has been for something. I know it. The memories of the Sepia stained world surged forth, and I'm sure, took me a year to realize it, but I fell for you when we met on that autumn day. I, I hear a pin drop somewhere in the distance. Oh, I close my eyes. To you, it's just like before, just like last time. It'll never change. But, thank you, Mark. But this time there's no room for regret. I'm sorry. I should be apologizing. No, thank you. What? I said thank you. He climbs out the swing and dusts the snow off her lap. Remember that thing I wanted to tell you? The thing I was worried about? That I thought I could never admit? Turns out it was pretty simple. I just tried to make it complicated. By seeing you like this, Mark, I think you gave me the courage I needed. The words are all gone. The words are gone. All gone. I'm sorry. Her eyes glisten as she clasps her hands around mine. Her warmth seeps through them as the years' worth of memories slip away. You like him, don't you? I do. I'm not sure when I first realized it, but I really, really do. Good. Then go. Ah. I reach into my pocket and I jam the bookmark into her hand. He's kept it all this time, you know. It means a lot to him. So by the time he gets home and looks over his stuff, he probably realized that I swiped it. Before that happens, he'll give it back. Thanks. I'll make it count. One by one, her footsteps take her away. One more thing. Karaoke, New Year's Eve. You in? It's a deal. The silhouette that I fell in love with fades into the whiteness. And memory dies with every step she takes buried in snow. I arrive home in a daze only to notice a letter sticking out of the mailbox. Strange. I reach out for it and my heart stops. No postage stamp, no name, no return address. Only to Mark, handwritten in clean cursive. A sheet of paper falls out. Dear Mark, I'm sorry to have to inform you like this, but I realized something today that I should have realized long ago. I made a mistake, a huge mistake, a mistake that will hurt both of us. Before this can happen, I'd like to see you on the 24th of December at 9 o'clock a.m. in the place where we first met. You may decline if you would like, but if possible, I would like to see you again. Just once. Just one more time would be enough. Once, once more before the end. There's a final line written on the back. P.S. I return the ribbon to you at the end of the day. I know how much it means to you. There's nothing I could do. I stood alone on the doorstep with the cruel, frigid wind at my back, reading and rereading the letter until I wanted to cry. When I was a kid, I wondered how dreams worked. And this was before I knew about the science and religion and any other fancy stuff. Kids think solely with intuition. I thought back then that dreams were mirrors. I thought they were special mirrors that showed you what your eyes couldn't see. We like to think that we understand ourselves, but there are things only visible to the outside. As it turns out, the heart is more transparent than you think. 14 days. I count the number one. I count the number one by one on my fingers until I reach 10 and cycle around, tracing the time that's passed since I first met Mira. I must have always known on some level. Lillian never acted that way around me. I tried to see it, but it was never really there. And Lucas, he's the one who invited her to our science project group. He's the one who said she might be his type, even if he was kidding. You could see it in the way he handed her stuff. You can always read someone's heart by looking at the same way they hand out rulers and erasers and calculators. They always avoid touching fingers. Well, aren't I a Captain Hindsight? I tried to open my eyes, but they refused. The sunlight wafers through my eyelids. Oh, right. The bookmark. I'd almost forgotten. It was from last spring. Our local bookstore held a short story contest for publicity, and Lucas wanted to help out. But being more of an artist than a writer, and not having enough story material for a cover page, he made an abstract design for a bookmark as a present. Maybe he went all, maybe he went through a few drafts along the way and kept an extra for himself. Either way, I'm only guessing. The topic barely came up in the group. Maybe it was embarrassing for both of them, even back then. A final chuckle surfaced on my lips. Of course it was embarrassing. Of course. Things were set in motion long ago. A world frozen still. A scarlet sun that I'll never forget. She shakes her head. Sorry. I'm sorry that there's already someone that I like. And then she walked away. Simple as that. But come to think of it, there's a piece of the story that slipped my mind. Back then I was trying not to think about it. A few seconds after she passed by me, the red ribbon she wore in her hair drifted down to my hands. But I don't remember what I did with it. She must have gone looking for it and picked it up. I was too broken to care. That's it. That's the whole story. The girl does look like the that girl does look a lot like Mira. It's unlikely, but could they be? It would make sense, wouldn't it? The girl I fell for didn't know me well, but she could certainly dig up personal info if she wanted to. Maybe she's just toying with her ex-admirer's heart. No, no. She wouldn't lie. She wouldn't. But then why hasn't she told me who she is? Screw it. As far as I know, Mira's connection to that memory only goes as far as the ribbon, and surely the manufacturer produced more than one. I've got a job to do today, and I'm sure as hell going to do it. Here goes. I pull open the blinds. The sun is shining, and the icy air wipes away my anxiety. It looks like the back door is propped open by a piece of wood. Check my watch. 8:58. I was waiting. Hey, I'm glad you came. Did you really think I wouldn't? Of course not. Shall we get out of here? Sounds like a plan. You lead the way. Now this is a change of pace. I didn't mind taking the lead, but I have no idea where to go. Or I'm not sure how to say this, but never been on a date before, have you? So blunt. It's alright. This is my first time too. We'll figure it out as we go along. Her smile is reassuring. Alright then. I don't know where we're going, but let's go. Gotcha. My cheeks turn red already. We arrived downtown. I realized that I don't know which direction to walk in. You're not the improv type, are you? Couldn't tell you that just by couldn't you tell that just by looking at me? Oh, whoops. You're right. You weren't supposed to agree. Well, I don't know. When I go to I started with embarrassment. What was that? A move. Hey, stop looking at me like that. This is harder than it looks. Oh, really? I thought guys always talk about clever pickup lines. Well, those are just jokes. Normal pickup lines are a million times harder. Besides, easy for you to say. You're confident around me, but you'd react the same way if you were talking to a guy you love. A timely car horn. A timely car horn conceals my words. Luckily. Anyway, not everyone is as comfortable with the opposite sex as you are. I wasn't always like this. Really? Yeah, definitely. I used to be really shy around boys, and I'd always hide behind my glasses when someone tried to make eye contact. This is the wrong time to be imagining her with glasses, but I can't help it. I guess you've grown up then. No, not really. I think I'm only like this around you. That's. Wait, what? Because you're just so easy to tease, see? Okay, that's it. We're going to see the most gory horror movie in the theater. You won't even be able to speak. Oh, what's that you were trying to say before? Ah, I mean, it's what you were supposed to do, right? Yeah, but it's a bit too plain, if you ask me. Movies are said to be the ideal date spot, but I don't get it. Are you supposed to actually watch the movie? I know. It's pointless, right? I mean, so what's a good movie to watch it when you're not focused? And if it's not a good movie, it won't even be fun. And it's not like the girl will actually fall asleep on your shoulder if it's boring. If anything, it'll just make the conversation awkward after it. I'm not sure if I want an answer to this question, but why do you know all this? So yeah, let's keep walking and see what comes up. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, how does Mark know? How exactly does Mark know that? That's kind of suspect. So is there anything you want to buy? Like what? I don't know. I'm asking you. Did you already buy Christmas presents for anyone? That's right, Christmas presents. You forgot, didn't you? No, I was going to go out, but then something happened, and I. Has everyone ever told you that you're a terrible liar? No, I actually thought that I was a great liar. Sorry, but you're hilarious when you're nervous. Take my word for it. You're a terrible liar. Ah, Mark. Shouting my name isn't going to make me believe you. Just don't try to become a spy, alright? I'd hate to see what happens if you get caught. First of all, what makes you think I would be caught? Touche. Don't forget, I'm more fit than I look. Sure, but athletics can only save you if you don't get a trick. I, I'm not as gullible as you, and and the moment they lure you in, trap. A net falls from the ceiling and the guards surround you. But well, I could just cut the ropes with my daggers and escape into the shadows. What if the spy carries a dagger with him? A ninja spy? I, huh? Wow. I really don't have a comeback for that. It's okay. I'm sure I'll say something equally incomprehensible soon. That's reassuring. Ooh, look at this one. It's even shinier than the last one. Even a crow wouldn't get this distracted by looking at jewelry. But it's not my fault if they're shiny. I guess I should just leave her be. Ah, look. I'm looking, but all I see is a shiny metal. But it's shiny. Mirror points to a necklace that looks the same as every other one. Don't take this the wrong way, but do all girls act like this around jewelry? Well, most would use a wider variety of adjectives. Oh, come on, don't any of them look pretty to you? I'm sure your aesthetic sense isn't that underdeveloped. Sure as I might, all I'm seeing is a collection of stones. But if I imagine her wearing one of them, oh boy, thinking about something dirty? What makes you think that? Okay, fine, but it's nothing that bad. I was just imagining you wearing one of those, that's all. Ah, I didn't think you'd actually see it. Say it. Do I really seem that spineless? Yeah, you do, sorta. That's not always true. You look cute with one of these. Hey, what's with the sudden confidence, bitch? That shouldn't be a bad thing. No, it's fine. It's just never mind. She isn't the only one who's blushing. Did you want to try it on? You sure? Well, why not? Not that I can afford something like this, but thanks. I'll give it a try. So, what do you think? Mira pulls on a simple but elegant necklace, posing like a model. Maybe this one would be better. This time she tries a less formal design. I know we agreed not to talk about price, but the more I look at it, the more it hurts me to know that in a few minutes you won't be wearing it anymore. Or, because you look so happy trying it on, I don't want. Thanks. Stops me from stuttering. For what it's worth, it really does look good on you. There's a little twirl in place. I like it. My mom has a similar one stored away. She wore it a lot in college. It's subtle, subtle, but it looks good. It's a non-elegant sort of way. Kind of stylish, plain, but with air of childishness. That sounded better in my head. I think I know what you're trying to say. Good, because I barely know what I was trying to say. I know that I meant it though. It's fancy, but not too fancy, and it has a feminine appeal to that too. Um, you think I have a feminine appeal? No, no, not that. I reply automatically. I mean, the necklace is feminine, and so you don't think I have a feminine appeal? No, it's not that either. But gotcha. Let's go. And I hurried in an effective attempt to escape my embarrassment. I grab her hand and pull her outside. Just where do you plan on going, Mister Stylishly plain? Somewhere where I don't have to suffer this kind of abuse. Sorry about all that. Don't worry about it. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I wish I could have bought it for you, but forget it. Window shopping is a better date than regular shopping. Anyway, I mean it's she's interrupt she's interrupted by a growl of her stomach. Hers to be precise. I wonder what that could mean. I think it was a train. Okay, fine, you win. To me, only if you really want to. Especially since it sounds like you can't wait any longer. I guess she can't argue when she knows I'm paying. Time flew by quicker after that. Tried not to think too hard about what that meant, not to what we were being led toward. But I failed, obviously. I'm tired. We've been on our feet for most of the day. Want to go somewhere to rest? Yeah, I think so. There's a nice city park somewhere around here. Come on, let's go sit down. It's a nice evening. You're right. We sit we sit side by side on a freezing cold bench. The sunset poking at my per- peripheral vision. The air is heavy, heavier even than in my dreams. Mira's hand rests on the bench an inch from mine. Our fingers twitch from time to time, but they don't really show. Neither do mine. There's no turning back from here, is there? There was no turning back from the moment we met. Well, either way, it's certainly too late now. I paused before my I paused before every sentence. I have to push the words out. Memories don't vanish, do you know? They fade, but they don't vanish. They're a weight. They aren't always. They aren't always a weight. I know. They're not all bad, but you can't. Rid- but you can't get rid of them, good or bad. They end up in the same place. What do you think happens when you take a good memory of someone and turn it into something bad? What do you think it's going to be left over? I'm sorry. Yep. I'm sorry to have you drag you into this, Mark. That's not your fault. You can't even begin to imagine. I glanced sideways at her, sun in her hair. You remember, right? You remember when I asked you to stay with me until you regain your memories? Yeah? She smiles vaguely at this one. I hadn't thought of what you would entail. I hadn't thought of anything. I'm sorry. I've been selfish. I shouldn't have made you think about her. No, don't say that. How can I not say that? I didn't tell you anything. I dragged you around, played with your head. You put up with me even though I'm like a total stranger to you. If you call yourself a stranger, I'd hate to see what you'd call my classmates. What? I mean, you can't just decide by yourself that your actions are selfish. There are two parts to there are two parts to that judgment, right? The person you are being selfish toward doesn't think you are being selfish then, but well, what I mean is you're not a stranger to me. That isn't your decision to make. Don't call yourself a stranger. You're not kidding? Of course not. Come on, do you really think I'd be here if I didn't care about you? I woke up at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. That's redness surges through Mira's cheeks. You're important to me, so it goes without saying that it hurt me if you left. I'm sorry. You don't have to. I'm sorry. She hides behind her hands. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. All I wanted was something simple, something so simple. But her hair covers her face, and I feel a faint trembling through the air. You're being too hard on yourself. I told you. You didn't hurt me. But no buts. It doesn't matter. I made a mistake, Mark. I told you it's not alright. My trembling body comes to a halt. You're a good person, just like I remember. You're a good person, but I tell me then. Tell me why you came here. I just wanted to see if my scars were gone. A sharp wind whistles the empty park. And did you find your answer? Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. It's cold. Her hand was holding her hand was cold in mine, but at a warm time. It's getting dark. Clouds are beginning to gather behind the sun's trail. Looks like we're in for a white Christmas. You're right. It'll be midnight soon. Let's go. It's the night of the 24th. People must be all over the city square by now. Are you implying that? Are you implying what I think you're implying? I'm implying that I'm going to hate myself if we don't do this properly. You're not the only one. She grabs my hand and follows along. It's beautiful. There's something about going on a date with an edible tragedy hanging above you. Every time I catch my breath, I feel a sinking. I feel a sinking in my chest as I remember that this isn't just another day. The trick I've realized is not to give yourself time to catch your breath. You've never been here before? Only a couple of times during the day. I was always home with my parents on Christmas Eve. Well, I probably won't surprise you to know that this was my first time too. That's a little comforting. It sure is crowded, isn't it? I think it's the good kind of crowded. It's hard to imagine that I've been missing out on this for my entire life. It's not too late for us to start. Your hand is warm. Actually, your hand is cold. You really aren't built for winter, are you? That was a poorly timed joke. Truth be told, the softness in her fingers and the warmth of her palm was enough to drive away the December wind. But I don't think I can say. But I don't think I can say that out loud. Well, I figured you know what I meant anyway. Good point. Sorry to have to drag you out like this. It would have been better if we had met in the middle of summer. It's fine. I wasn't kidding when I said your hand was warm. Really? Really? Try sometime. I think you're just saying that because your hands are freezing. Well, excuse me for not bringing gloves. Besides, if we met in the summer, it wouldn't be snowing like this. Now that you mention it, the snow drifts down. How timely. I used to love it. I used to love the winter back when I lived here, and I take it you still do. Of course, the tiny white droplets gather on your hair, endearingly messy. Do you want to go skating? Huh? Well, I suppose we could, but don't tell me. No, I definitely know how to skate. I just liar. Fine, you win. I can teach you if you want. Would you really? Sure, it'll take more than one night to learn, but I'm sure you'll get the basics down after a few falls. You mean I still have to fall? Too late. I've already decided. It's been a while since I've gone skating. The wind in your hair, ice gliding beneath your feet, have both been completely moved from the equation. Ah, slow down. If I slow down any more, that earthworm by the bench might beat us. There are any earthworms in winter? Be careful, not too much, and you might fall. But hey, you almost pulled me down as well. Not a small price to pay if you don't have to fall. I pushed my skates back with just enough force to propel us forward. Don't move without warning me first, because clearly you're in the position to give orders. I love those feelings. You know, you're really not going to learn anything if you keep going like this at this speed. This is fast enough, thank you. This time I grab into Mira's arm before she falls, almost losing my balance in the process. Just take it slow at first. You'll get used to it. That's what I'm trying to do, but you keep speeding up. This isn't what I literally. This isn't what a literally sane person would call fast. Looking at the ice, I begin to wonder if we're not just standing still and deluding ourselves into thinking we're moving. When I said take it slow, I meant in relation to a normal skating speed. First, I need to figure out how to stand on these things. Why are skates so thin? Our mirror stuff attempts to realign the center of balance and stretch gliding again. Slowly, very slowly. Whose great idea was this anyway? Humans aren't meant to travel on thin little slivers of metal. Okay, let's take a deep breath and start from the beginning. First, stand still. Okay, I don't. I think I can do this. What's next? Now stand here for a few more seconds. There was a deadly glare. Maybe this isn't the best time for sarcasm. Okay, you can stop standing there. Now try moving slowly. It's working. Good. Just try to keep your balance and don't speed up. I'll be right here if you need me. This isn't bad. That looked painful. What happened to being there if I need you? Or I may even have been engaging in some form of mental narration and lost track of time. Anyway, that wasn't bad. You made it a lot farther than last time. Alright, wanna try again? I'll stay with you this time. If you don't, you're going to regret it. Okay, I'll start first. Slowly, slowly but surely. This might be a big step for you, but you want to try turning? One direction is more than enough on you. I see. Having said that, if you look straight ahead, you see that you don't have much of a choice. Huh? Oh, I rush in front of her and pull her away from the wall. Or at least I try to, until a sudden movement makes me lose balance. Ow. Don't ow me. You grabbed me as you were falling. Okay, fine, I won't deny that. Although I would if I could. You're lucky I'm too numb from the wind to feel anything. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. We struggle for a few seconds to help each other up. You know, I think I have a better idea. A pair of arms wrap themselves around mine. Guide me. Wah, I said guide me. I heard you, but isn't it more fun this way? I suppose that's one solution. Thought the world lied about love, but maybe it didn't. This is supposed to be an illusion. This is supposed to be a fabrication of Hollywood and cheap romance novels. But for a fabrication, it feels precisely real. The hell is a story about romance anyway? Do I care? If it exists after all, it's what's right in front of me. It's almost time. I should check my watch, but I can't. If I do, I'll wake up, and the dream will end. Mark, I know. A buzz of excitement waves through the crowd. Won't be long before the clock strikes 12. I don't regret a single thing. I wish you could agree. Don't lie, today has been perfect. It has. But her warmth still lingers on my arm. I can't forget it. I won't forget it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I hurt you. No, you didn't. I tried to hurt you. I don't care. I'm going to end up hurting you. The frozen air in my lungs feels like the end of my breath mid lifespan. The first exhale that isn't accompanied by an exhilaration burst of cold. I love you. No, you don't. I don't care. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. This isn't like you, Mark. You said we'd work together to find my lost memories. That was a lie. You promised to find me, no matter where I go. You said it's what you do best. I didn't. Didn't I? A rueful chuckle penetrates her breath. You have to stop running away. I can't. You'll keep on hurting yourself. That's what I should be telling you. I stop in my tracks. Eric lied in front of me. It's been 3 years, you know. 3 years, and we're still the same. The snow pauses in the air, and the midnight bells sound in the distance. Merry Christmas, Mark. You're my first love. A soft sensation brushes across my lips in an instant that lasts a lifetime. It's both warm and cold. It tastes vaguely of melting snow. I'll miss you. My legs refuse to move. She's gone before I realize it. Lost in a sea of faces. A sepia would consumes my vision. I'm on the roof of the school, drowning in the sunset's thick light. Everywhere I look, the world is heavy, bittersweet, surreal. There she stands, the person who mattered most to me. With the sun at her back, she faces me, a mere silhouette of my memory. Her hair blows softly to the side and the breeze that I couldn't feel. Her signature ribbons, endearing as ever, trail along with it. No. I open my eyes. It's dark. Streetlights are still on and the downtown partygoers make it feel as if nothing has changed. But the most important thing is missing. She's gone. She disappeared just like she promised. No. No, no, no. This isn't the end. Think. God damn it, just think. I can do this. I can figure this out. Okay. Mirror vanished approximately 50 minutes ago. We're in a crowded place with easy access to public transit. I'll face the truth. If she wanted to escape, she'd be gone by now. I'll never find her again. Therefore, if I do find her again, it'll be because she wants me to. Maybe she's waiting. Why did Mira meet me in the first place? We met because she knew me somehow. Was the school roof con- coincidentally chosen as their meeting place, or was she referring to what happened 3 years ago? The parting words implied that she knew what happened, but I don't know what to make of it. Here could be the girl from 3 years ago. It wouldn't make sense in a way if she was lying all along. She could simply be here to toy with me. Of course, I know that's not true, but if it is, well, it's clear that she feels guilty about something. Did she come back from the past to toy with me and ended up falling for me instead? Unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely. But it's the only way I can explain her tears. She might have not had bad intentions either. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she wanted to see where I ended up after she unintentionally broke my heart. Wait, let's not get carried away. What I need here is tangible evidence. In retrospect, clues were scattered everywhere. Even assuming that she was pulling an act when we first met. It looks like even she couldn't build a perfect wall. There's the pocket watch for one. It shouldn't mean much, surely. She is a regular wristwatch somewhere. Where would she even obtain a thing like that? And how much would it cost? And then there's her father's library, and her tear-stained eyes when she told me about Leonard Kinsey. Even back then, it was easy to put the pieces together. Kara is from a wealthy family, and the Kinsey is a close relative to her. She knows her way around the city because she grew up here. On top of that, she knows which schools I've attended and the details of what happened 3 years ago. Ultimately, I don't need to figure out who she is. I need to figure out where she is. This isn't so hard after all. There are really only two places she could expect me to search: the roof of the school and the hilltop of the cherry tree. The roof would make sense. It's biological. The place where we first met, is the place where she'd want us to start. Not to mention it, and allegedly brings back memories from 3 years ago. Whatever her role in that story was, maybe the rooftop means something to her too. But I can't forget about the hill either. This was the first day we spent together. The first time I saw what she was really like beneath the facade she tried to put up. Wouldn't it be significant to her too? Wouldn't she want to visit before she leaves, especially if she used to go near the jail? Kinsey's Hilltop isn't too far from here, but it's a bit of a detour. The school's a long way off by the public transit. It's possible to go to the hill and then lead back to the school, but if Mira's in a rush, I won't be able to catch up if my guess is wrong. I have to pick one, slowly, carefully. What would Mira want? Alright, I'm only going to find her if she wants me to, and there'll only be one place that means more than her than anywhere else. I'll. The rooftop. Makes sense. She wrote this whole play and cast herself as the leading actress. She wants to end things cleanly. She'll go back to where it all began. Here goes. I'm here. I look up at the roof and realize that I have no idea how to get there. But there has to be a way. There's always a way. How would she have done it? I spin away. I spin around the side of the school to see if there's anything I can climb on. I noticed the outdoor shed that had long since been sitting at the back of the building near the back door to the construction lab. And then it makes sense. The structure's almost half the height of the school. It's been there since the beginning. I never once thought about it. I leap into the stack of leftover wood and grab a hold of the shed's roof. Pull myself up with the strength I never knew I had. My feet grab hold and I regain my balance. The bottom of the second floor window still isn't too far. Digging my fingers into the few inches of space between the window and the brick wall, I forcefully pull myself up with the help of my feet. Just a bit more. Considering how large these windows are, I only need to grab a couple of old bricks above it to pull myself to the top. With a gasp of breath and a skip of a heartbeat, I propel myself upward and grab hold of the roof. My fingers cling to the railing and I roll myself over. Landing on my back, I stare unfocused at the snowy sky above. But it isn't over. There, on the opposite corner of the roof, staring up at the night sky, is the person I was looking for. You made it. Of course I did. I knew that you'd find me. Smile was blank, distant, like 2 weeks ago, when we first met. I'm glad, Mark. Glad about what? The fact that I found you after you ran away from me? About everything. I'm glad I'm I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad to have forgotten to know you. I'm glad to know you. I'm glad to have fallen for you too. And glad to be able to say goodbye like this. Mira, her silhouette glaze tells me that nothing can make her change her mind, but she still looks at me expectantly. You don't want to leave, do you? No, I don't. But I have to. If you get hurt, either way, why not risk it and stay here? I can't do that. This is all wrong from the very beginning. Does that matter even now? Of course it does. You don't want the last 2 weeks to disappear, do you? They won't disappear. They can't. Memories don't die. But they can be tarnished. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Wait, don't jump to any conclusions. Those conclusions were determined from the moment we met. I, I lied to you. I'll forgive you for whatever you did. It's not that simple. You're gonna take a step back and I take a step forward. It's just like before. After 3 years, it's just like before. And if I stay, it'll all be wrong. And there'll be no turning back. And I'll never be able to forgive myself if you hate me. Take a deep breath and stop worrying.
Problem is all in your head. No, it isn't. We won't get anywhere if we both back down. Maybe so. But after everything that happened, I don't want to lose what I already have. Mira, I should reach out to her, but something stops me. If I do it, I will really destroy the memories we already made. No matter what she's hiding, I'll accept it, but I'll leave it at this. Answer's right in front of you. Make your choice. It's tough to see what's in front of you when you're afraid of what's behind you. The snow moves in reverse. I'll never forgive you. I'll never forget you, Mark. I wasn't lying when I said that you were my first love. Her words are only a whisper. A whisper that fades as she takes her last step backward and falls off the roof. I walk forward, slowly, with my leading feet. I'm not surprised. There's nothing below a balcony overlooking a garden, with a small patch of snow-covered soil lying low. But the snow had been falling for a while this time, and the whole balcony is covered, save for the spot she landed on. A short trail of footprints leads her way. Oh, that's right. I had a glimpse of something when she jumped. No, 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 no. This isn't over. I miscalculated. I tried my best, but in the end, I guess wrong. So the cycle continues, which means as long as I persist, I can try again, over and over and over, even if it kills me, even if it turns me into a dry, soulless husk. I, I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll stab myself again and again and again. If it's for her, I'll shatter my heart as many times as it takes. To the hill. It's dark. The streetlights are still on, and the downtown partygoers make it feel as if nothing has changed. The most important thing is missing. She's gone. She disappeared just like she promised. No, 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 no. This isn't the end. Think. God damn it, just think. I can do this. I can figure this out. Okay. Mira vanished approximately 15 minutes ago. We're in a crowded place with easy access to public transit. I'll face the truth. If she wanted to escape, she'd be gone by now. I'll never find her again. Therefore, if I do find her again, it'll be because she wants me to. Maybe she's waiting. Why did Mira meet me in the first place? We met because she knew me somehow. Was the school roof coincidentally chosen as our meeting place? Or is she referring to what happened 3 years ago? Parting words implied that she knew what happened. I don't want to make. I don't know what to make of it. Mira could be the girl from 3 years ago. It would make sense. In a way, she was lying all along. She could simply be here to toy with me. Of course, I know that's not true, but if it is, well, clear that she feels guilty about something. Did she come back from the past to toy with me and end up falling for me instead? It's unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely. But it's the only way I can explain her tears. She might not have had bad intentions either. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she wanted to see where I ended up after she unintentionally broke my heart. Wait, let's not get carried away. What I need here is tangible evidence. In retrospect, clues were scattered everywhere. Even assuming that she was putting on an act when we first met. Looks like you and she can build a perfect wall. with a pocket watch for one. It shouldn't mean much. Surely she has a regular wristwatch somewhere, but where could she even obtain something like that? And how much would it cost? And then there's her father's library, and her tear-stained eyes when she told me about Leonard Kinsey. Even back then, it was easy to put the pieces together. Mary is from a wealthy family. Kinsey's a close relative. She knows her way around the city because she grew up here. On top of that, she knows which schools I've attended to and the details of what happened for years. Ultimately, I don't need to figure out who she is. I need to figure out where she is. This isn't so hard after all. There are really only two places she could expect me to search: the roof of the school and the hilltop with the cherry tree. The roof would make sense. It's psychological. The place where we first met, is the place where she'd want us to park. Not to mention, rarely bring back memories from 2 years ago. Whatever her role that story was, maybe the roof taught me something to shoot. Couldn't forget about the hill either. That was the first day we spent together. First time I saw what she was really like beneath the facade she tried to put up. Would it be significant to her too? Wouldn't she want to visit before she leaves, especially if she used to go there as a child? Kingsley's hilltop isn't far from here either. It isn't far from here, but it's a bit of a detour. School's a long way off the public transit. Possible to go to the hill and then head back to school. But if Mary is in a rush, I won't be able to catch up. My guess is wrong. I have to pick one. Slowly, carefully. What would Mira? Alright. I'm only going to find her if she wants me to. It can only be one place that means more to her than anywhere else. I've got it. She'll be up the hill. I grit my teeth and sprint through the snowy city. I made it. I collapsed in the snow with the hill looming before me. Just a little bit more. A few more steps. A few more frosted breaths. I placed my hand on the edge of the hill, digging into the snow. It'll only take a bit more energy to pull myself up. The moment I peek above the hill, it'll be over. What will I do if she isn't there? She was crying. She was crying. Damn it. Is that all that matters? I test my fingers against the frozen ground. On a solid rock to push on, and with my body poised, I climb the last guard. Climb the last yard. Hey, came. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't. But why here? Isn't that what I should be asking you? Stop. What? I ran away for a reason. We can't be together. What right do you have to decide that? I told you, I was lying from the beginning. I got up. The flaming snow on Mira's hair drops a lit match in my stomach. Everything goes ablaze. I love you. Now stop talking. I step toward her and she steps back. Wait, you don't understand. It isn't that easy. It isn't that simple. We're not fit for each other. And that'll never change. It didn't work back then, and it sure as hell won't work now. Never? You kidding me? Not in the least. What the hell is there to understand? I push. It doesn't matter. No, I won't accept it. I pushed and I pushed. Is that all you're going to do? Shout until I give you, embrace you? If that's the case, then I might as well leave. I love you. No matter what I do, I can't change that. No matter who you really are or what you did, even if I tell myself I don't care, or if I try to give up. Doesn't matter if I say I love you or hate you. I can't stop. That's how important you are. Incredibly stupid, frighteningly, mid-bogglingly dumb, isn't it? But I can't stop. No one. Are you serious? I wish I weren't, but I am. Can't give up on me. Do you think you can give up on me? I. You shouldn't have come. God, why? Why here of all places? Only wanted to visit for a moment, just to say goodbye. You were supposed to meet me at the school. Guess that's too bad. You end up hating me. Never be able to live with myself. I'm like you. I'm wounded too. So tell me everything. But it's wrong. It's all wrong. As long as you're with me, I'll forgive you. So tell me. If I do, you tell me this. Why did you run away? Could have hidden someplace where I'd never find you. You weren't supposed to find me here. You should have gone back to where we first met. And I'd have been waiting. And I would have said goodbye. None of this would have happened. And yet you came here. A smile pushed its way through the tears. Yeah, I did. It's too late to run away. Strands of hair flickered across her eyes, and a memory resurfaced. I was there, Mike. I remember everything. You were hurt. You didn't cry, but you were like a kid realizing for the first time that there's no Santa Claus. I remember it. But you don't remember me. Mira, it all makes sense. She was never a long lost love. She was just, I deceived you. I dressed like her, acted like her, lived like her. Dyed my hair, stole her ribbon, and used it all against you. So what? You're you. You're the one I fell for. Only if it were that simple. I wasn't kidding. I lied. I lied about everything. That doesn't matter. Don't you see what this means? The woods, the roof, your window, everything. Asking you about your taste in literature. What a joke. I wouldn't read a classic lit if I didn't have a teacher breathing down my neck. And the sports day at my school, that too. At least I had the sense to practice jumping out of my own bedroom window 10 or 20 times before I doing it for real. Just imagine it. A lonely girl standing in front of the mirror, trying and retrying tying and retying her ribbon until it looked like Crush's crush, her rival, her idol. Standing there for hours, forgetting that there was homework to be done and dinner to be eaten, just standing there crying. I knew how hurt you were too. I figured it out as soon as I saw you, but I went ahead with it. I set you up, think you had a chance. Didn't even think twice. The story, but romance doesn't exist, Mark. Wasn't this all a bit too convenient? Reality would never unfold that way. It never does. Unless one of the parties is putting on a show. Isn't it pathetic? You don't know me. You've never even met me. It's everything. Everything about me. This was all just a story to prove that I could make you look at me. To me, you're the boy who changed my life. But to you, I'm no one. The girl you fell for doesn't exist. I'm no savior. I'm a fantastic actor. My hands are numb to the wind. And what about the hill? What? You said you were acting, right? What about the evening we spent on the hill? Were you wearing your mask even then? I, our kiss, was a lie too, right? Oh, I'm sure. Totally convinced. You were my first love. I took this ribbon from your crush because I wanted to be like her. And I lied to you these past 2 weeks to prove that I finally was. And now that it's done, there's nothing more to be said. I smiled. I think you're missing the point. Couldn't accept you to know this, but there's one fact you forgot to calculate. All this time, I wondered if you were a childhood friend. I thought this was all nostalgia. I assumed that this was why I was falling for you. You reminded me of someone. That's not the case at all. We we were barely even acquaintances. You know what that means, don't you? That memory is irrelevant. It was you that I fell for. You might think you were a great actress, but you're not perfect. See this? What you're doing right now. This is called acting. Mark, you're not the only one who's done stupid things in the name of love. Confess. Don't confess. What does it matter? You're screwed once you fall for someone anyway. So let's make the best of the bad situation, shall we? Will you join me? You can't do this. You're weak. I'll learn to be strong. It's a lot of guts to be strong, you know. And I'm not strong either. And you learn to be strong too. And what if I can't? And we'll be weak together. Does it even matter? You're not taking this seriously, you know. This is a big commitment. Things might go wrong and we can hurt each other. What if you wake up one morning and decided to walk out on me? That won't happen. And what if I decide to walk out on you? That's gotcha. She runs her hands through her hair and unties the dangling red stripe. That won't happen. You sure? Absolutely? Promise. If you make me cry, I'll never forgive you. The feeling's mutual.